So this is the Anti-Partisan Network, and today the video I'm going to look at was made 2 years ago. The title is the Ghanaian Youth Lazy? Before we proceed, I want to first emphasize that the title is the Ghanaian Youth Lazy? They are not asking whether the Ghanaian youth likes to work or whether the Ghanaian youth wants to work. They are asking if the Ghanaian youth is a lazy person. I want you to take note that a person could be working or in employment, but that person could still be perceived as lazy. And a person could be unemployed, and that person could not be seen as a lazy person. I want to draw this difference between them. So let's get to the video.
Okay, welcome back from the break. You're watching the Morning Rush on Metro Television with me, Desmond Okreku, as you can call me the Starboy, Desfadian. Well, so Ghana's unemployment rate is around 12%, and for underemployed, it's about 50%. So, Charlie, that's a lot of people who are not getting work to do or who are underemployed. That is another.
So I am assuming that the rate has increased over time because this video was made 2 years ago. So I'm just assuming that the statistics has increased or it decreased. But looking at how current things are, I think the unemployment rate has increased instead. So
bits of the whole conversation. Now, for the youth of this country, we get to hear a lot of, backlash from the older folks in present times. I don't know for back in the days because, well, I wasn't there, but in present times, get to hear a lot of things like the youth are lazy, the youth want things easy done for them, the youth do not like to work, they want soft life, and all of those things. And this weekend, a conversation like that came up on social media. A lot of people were not happy about that. So we had to get into the details. And so we've assembled a number of some great minds, youth, who are joining me on set, so we get to talk about this particular conversation. So let me begin with the lady closest to me, Jennifer Ambole. She is an entrepreneur and a journalist, and a very, very good friend. Jennifer, good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
Hope you're well.
I'm well.
Good.
So right from the beginning of the video, you can see that they have assembled a selected few people who they are young, but they have succeeded or they are doing something. They are involved in a little bit of entrepreneurship. So they are self-dependent. So I am assuming that these people, they have the answers, or since they have experienced both employed and unemployed life, I think they selected them for this particular interview because of dipping their toe on both waters. So I think with the presenter's introduction, he specified that the older generation are saying that the youth are lazy, they don't like to work, but we want to enjoy soft life. Okay. In the beginning, I wanted to differentiate between being lazy and not working. But now I think they have sort of like crammed them into two. So you sort of understand the reason why I said there's a difference between them, because somehow we have intertwined them. So it has made the situation a little bit complex. So before we can even approach or solve it, we have to first make it simple. We have to first understand it. But since this is the narrative behind the topic or the matter, I think it requires a lot of discussion, more than one table sitting to uncover all of this. So let's continue and listen to what these young experts have to say about whether or not Ghanaian youth are lazy or not.
To see you. You're ready to fire? Okay. Anyway, let me just move on to Sandra Baker. They say the ladies first. So let me just speak to Sandra Baker. Sandra, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Desi.
You're an events planner?
Yeah.
Oh. Business is going well?
Mm-hmm.
You're making money?
Small.
Okay.
We get there.
Okay. All right. So Sandra Baker, therefore, also we've got NSAC, who is a tech expert. NS, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Desi.
Yeah. They say the youth is lazy.
Do you think so?
I want to hear from you. I'll keep my thoughts to myself.
Sure.
And let me wrap up with Jeremiah Kwasin. He's an entrepreneur. For the other things, there are lots. So when we're closing that, I'll say all of that. Jerry, good morning and welcome.
Good morning, Desi. Hope you're good.
Yeah, I'm good. Then let me start with you. You have the microphone now. When you hear some of these things, what comes to your mind do you think that it is the truth that the youth are shying away from, or you think it's just hasty generalization of the whole situation?
Well, I would say.
Yeah, I would appreciate if you. Yeah.
Okay.
Great.
I would say that is the atmosphere that the youth find themselves in this country. First of all, what policies have government outlined to help young entrepreneurs in this country, apart from pages and then all that? What's the follow-up that is being done on these young entrepreneurs who receive funding from NEIP, from the president's office to run their businesses, you know? And at the end of the day, young people here in this country turn out to be very lazy, in the sense that when they don't meet their expectations that you give to them, like good salary and all that, they turn out to do things waywardly, you know, because if you're an entrepreneur or if you are working with someone, you need to understand the environment that you find yourself in, and also you need to make sure that everything that you are doing is systematic. So I think that the Ghanaian youth is very lazy when it comes to work. Yeah.
Asana, Papa, you can do yes, sir, because it's almost as if say he is trying to assume that your mind is KBC and fan starting business. But since the business environment is a little competitive, you meet the challenges one or twice, then we give up. Like Onona Junior say, the youth is giving a hand, like Obia. And Timmy Shaw said that's the reason why I work. So let's continue. I want them to finish giving their first statement. I have something to say about all of this, but I want to reserve my comments, and so that
they are very lazy because I used to work with Kempon, and you would wake up at 3:30, go to his water factory, that's the Ice Gold, and go and work. But some people are still in bed by this time, and they keep telling you sleep is for the weak. I mean, you know, so
what are you trying to say?
Man, we need to up our game as young people. We need to stand up and work harder, because our generations that are coming up are picking a different vibe that is going to affect us in the near future.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting thoughts from you. Sandra, you left school recently, right? And as you got into final year, were you really thinking about what you'll be doing after school? I mean, per conversations you've had with, you know, some of the people who have completed before you, some would say, like we don't have anything to do. You know, all of those things. Was it a worry for you?
Yeah, I got so much from my seniors because I get in touch with some of them. I ask them, how is the industry like? But for me, I wasn't so focused about getting work because I'm already working. Even right from school, I was an event planner, doing small events here and there. I sell for my mom at her shop. I do my own business. I sell shower gels, imported shower gels. I do deliveries, go and come. So I'm already busy before completing. So even if I complete and what I completed for doesn't give me work, I mean, I have a work doing. But as he said the Ghanaian youths are lazy. I don't agree with him. I'm not lazy. And I have a lot of friends who are not lazy as well, because we are all working. Most of my friends are working right from school. My juniors, my colleagues, like, I mean, business on campus, and they are making small earnings. Some even pay their school fees from that. So if you say the Ghanaian youth is lazy, I mean, it's 20% out of 80%. I mean, 80% of us are...
No. The Umbusa says the Ghanaian youth working. He's saying that the Ghanaian youth are lazy. That's a just separate topic. And besides, also, will be a year man. It's not true. A lot of people are unemployed. So if you are more fortunate now, like you come from a rich home, opportunity has been laid down. But I said, after everybody has said their first statement, I will say something. Like, I will just explain something very simple. Like, something very simple, because it's almost as if we have overlooked that. But I want to say, if you had a saying about happen, it be common sense in where you money about it. With the Momunka, almost so, almost expert. almost could experience. Almost dry in so in pain. A Jumane unemployed, so so they know how it feels to be employed and unemployed. They have lived both lives, the dependent and codependent life. So let's continue and let them finish.
We are doing our best. Maybe they're 20. I don't agree with him. The Ghanaian youth is not lazy.
Okay, so we've got some opposing views there. Ernest, you are shaking your head, whilst they're making their inputs there. Why, you see, people make statements based on experiences, right? So maybe someone's experience with a couple of people that maybe she employed, maybe people that he worked with in a company. He may be coming to work early, trying to do things right. Other folks will be like, Charlie, nah, make you do how go for down, then just move on. And then the conclusion will be that, the Ghanaian youth is lazy. Other people make the arguments that when we step out of the country, we are amongst the highest working, people in other countries. Ernest, what do you have to say?
See, I support Sandra, but I won't support Jeremiah. No, because let's look at the factors.
Okay.
Why are we saying the Ghanaian youth is lazy or is not lazy? For me, there should be an enabling factor. If you're paying me well, if you are paying me well, so he's talking of Kempong. I wake up at probably 5 a.m. to come to your water factory to work for you. At the end of the month, I'm getting peanuts. You don't expect me to give my best. Because I know the kind of money you are getting. I know the kind of money you are raking out of my sweat. Kempong and his family, they're asleep. It is that.
But really, I'm for a moment. But someone how business owners and I say you can't say Juma owners now more employ amount for you. Someone how I met me at this advice I using as an excuse. Because if the person comes and work for him, na say for a very long time, now the person complains, that's who Juma now. Instead of taking responsibility, so like one to me, I'm money panel Ujumaya for any anjigo Juma, they would rather say the person is a lazy person. That's why the person stopped the job. Like I want you, my viewers, to sort of like find that correlation between that, because one would say it is two things, it is two narratives. Now they say that the youth are lazy. It could be true that it's true that the youth are lazy, but where is the evidence that backs it? Like a human who here for or monkwe. So I say, even if senior man you can once me. Samba be where you am. Minim says ka wunyani. I know the profit you are getting, but look at the salary you are giving me. Does it like correlate with my input and also my effort? If it doesn't, then say me jay jumanoa. Now kujemba ebina kase is because I'm lazier. Then it means you are just making the situation worse. So it's like you are controlling the narrative to the point whereby you are in total control. Etinye me bia enye sadene me ya u prame se me jan so o say me din. So inti afede wonye debut. Until you can see how that thing could be more truer than say youth in lazy. You can see how the youth are not like compensated enough or like equally according to their input or effort. Until that's the reason, that could be the reason why the youth are not employed. Because in human eye or Ghana saying, man, I think for so okwabuchi so utukwanya akati omojina nyaka asam ketwa per hour. Adwuma ni pa betimi agina na so yenye adwuma keto ba akati ya debe man no asa won na e pa chaw say omo first can man untimi complain, you can't see anything. Ena adwuma na aye me I understand the fact say we have structured Ghana in such a way say it's almost as if but we are not doing anything. You can see a lot of movement, but we are not doing anything. And it's an Mimi, I can see a lot of young people, they are into entrepreneurship and stuff. But you see, we have to do something first before we can be that progressive. So, let the video continue. I say, well, after they are done with their first statement, I'll say something very simple.
I don't want us to make this about his submission.
No. So I'm trying to generalize something here. So this isn't about Kempong. It's about all those people we are working for. You know, you're talking about when we go outside, we are one of the best. The money is there, and money is a motivation. The culture. It isn't the culture. Okay. Like Sandra said, we all started working when we were in school. You know the country you are in. The president is not going to bring out policy that's going to benefit you. You know what people have done. Like, how many people get out of school every year? How many nurses have been employed? So let's say if I'm a nurse, and then in my final year, I'm waiting for the government to employ me. My dear, I'm making a fuss out of myself. You will die. So, first off, you need to know what are the motivating factors. If I'm coming to work for you, if I'm waking up as early as 5, as 4, and then I'm getting peanuts out of my sweat, then I won't be able to give my best. And last time I was reading something, someone said that 80% of the Ghanaian youth is lazy, which is not true. Give me the money and I'll put in my best. Like, let me see the money. It is the money. Money. Thank you.
Okay, if you could pass on the microphone to Jennifer, but of course, let me remind you that you can also share with us your thoughts. 0553 000035, 0553 000035. Very interesting, opinions from my guests here in the studio. Jennifer, you're not happy about this statement that
I'm not happy at all.
Your folks do not like. I mean, and truthfully, let's not move away from it. There are people like ourselves who would say that, me, I don't go feel where I give somebody their own business to, somebody for give me some dough, or they'll use other means, for the guys, will use other means to defraud, to do all of those things, but they'll say it's working smart though.
The simple solution is there. That's why I said that when they finish, I'll say something very simple. The simple solution is there, but we are trying to find a workaround, another idea. Say, if we don't call a speed, you end up calling a shovel a spade. So you have to understand the simple solution is there. I said it's a big review.
We have few of that. We have few of that people. Okay. I'll not dispute the fact that some of us are lazy. Okay, but we are in a country where we have limited job opportunities for the youth. Okay. And those who tend to venture into entrepreneurship, it's very difficult. We are in a country where we lack conducive economic environment. See, high tax rate, high inflation, high utility bills. Look at all these factors. Even those who are willing to work, the needed support is not there. These business owners who go out there, speak and say all sorts of things about the youth, they are not even willing to invest. Here in Ghana, it's who you know. You understand? Without protocol, you go nowhere. And it's not supposed to be that. It's supposed to be flexible. They should be willing to support the youth, invest in them. So I do not agree with those out there saying that. And my brother here also saying the youth are lazy. No, I don't agree with you.
So what do you think really would be the antidote to all of this? What can we do for this notion to be swept away?
So before they continue with the discussion, I promise that I would make a big review. So here is how it works. Like, here is how the traditional way of doing things, like in the olden days now. Yenye pese ya tutwene yenye ho say ase afi na Ghana ya boy wi ase nim hwiem. The here is how you used to work. Say when ya wa akola na ba wi aso. Papa ne be hwa akola no no de na ko school. So the equal school na so we school na. You see when you two options. Since school na government na see. E na papa ne tuya ide ne ba ko school. See anem nipa mienu. And Oma pays our responsibility no, because government they provide the facilities. And a papa no, and they provide a subscription fee. Enti akola na nya ko school awie. Say akola no program na okoko sua. Let's assume say ne papa engineer. A ono ankasa wo no auto shop. A oye na adwuma. And akola na ko school and okoko sua engineering program. So we school now over two choice. Obetimi akwa apply for a government job. Same fans are buying no so ewo adwuma bi a ono nso require engineers a. Obetimi akwa ye aban no adwuma ne bi. Ana so obetimi ne papa akwa ye adwuma. But unim yes also another third choice, which is on one kasa individual since our benya 18. The person is responsible for their own future. The father and answer ne family se sika wo ho a they are supposed to set the child up. Here's what it means. Nipa na wie school, we nkanya bad idea. Owie school na nka efe say oh ne papa uska, nka ska ofia. Eno an say yakwa hind diamond. Ya hind diamond apartment small one bi. Say you who say oh we serious with in the future. Ya hind diamond. Ya pay some small car bi man. Na ya penisi, ya money sika kakra in case e bia. What the on one kasa the best start in the business ah. Enti e dan no any car na e dey one no say dey ma mienu we say dey e basic e was said in saka. But whether or not say obey adwuma ma aban, obey adwuma ma ne papa. And now so no one kasa be kwa company business venture. So what you assume think ye no say and at the end of the day nipa no obinya 3 options. Think o papa no e born home modern I establish adwuma. And now so papa no e born home modern apesika dey am the ban so no one kasa fan starting the business ah. Think buy no so born home modern say oh baby I'm country people are here. Because that's the reason why I'm setting up education institution. Say the be a be treat, ye be training expert, ye be educate a man for so that they will contribute into the progress and now say the development of my country. See a buy ye training a man for the amount for school. If you are aviation, meaning position ye aviation or Ghana pa. If you are nursing, if you are teaching, if you are engineering, if you are by movie no me about betina fi adwuma bia ni ho meanwhile wo aban no so na wo ka say omunko sa school wo na wo mount sa program ni wo institutions so enti me dem minim say senka aban no senko ye adwuma enko be take account of human resources nyina onim ba bia obi amfi wo wonim nipa dodo a wohia no every year bia wonim nipa dodo a ba be pension every year bia wonim bibia wonim department bia no workers bia. Enti me de minimum no senka ban person okọ nanim a enko de ni pan ne mindful because after all say ka say a country ni nyanua no enye nsuo enye anwea anya asase no eye nipa na egum no e na ye country no enti da bia se ne o ma ba betena TV so ya omo keka policy oh this omo keka solutions be out general I want to say oh they should do this policy oh they should do this flexible oh they no like it's not that simple. You see, I don't know. It's all about your culture and the fast problem by. If you see, say, the unemployment issue is related to culture, and say you can't tie to your culture. It's true. Your culture and the fast problem by. Into your Kwame and your first solve that problem. Since the beginning of time, and also since the beginning of slavery issue starting, you say black fathers, black people, yeah, papa no, they are very irresponsible. Something we say, you can't. Yes, see there be any black fathers mum there, name a system. You say racism, you say colonialism, you say the white people are oppressing us. The BIA Canada Quackshome. The BIA Canada Quackshome. By so we shall know. It's almost as if say we are trying to let the government play the role of our fathers. Yes, the government about free education. It is not the government job to take your child to school. It is the parents' job. It is the guardian to provide and to protect the child and to also provide the quality education. Although obviously in institution there, but in the see in the institution, they are not supposed to offer it for free. It is a government-based school. How many could be? It was what Jiska, but say also Jiska. I was sending my move for the citizens are supposed to be able to afford it. And two bones say, I'm buying school now, because of some amount for our mokobi. It is continue. I'm buying Jiska. So I say, CSC school or the CSC school no. The moment everybody free pay, what you shall there? Since I say in say a cousin will be government school. So do any government school? I time pass. By any time you have got international school, be out at the nice super. Until the moment I buy my DBI free pen, I didn't generate this KBU. I feel now buy charity. Until say and can buy Bejiska and answer can buy na and I can say. And command the citizens and yes car and what charges car and we won't complain keep it me to anytime any day nobody will disappoint anybody because I am young my decision if Shamishim bottom if I can afford this kind of education after all I buy in school by open the OC obesity schools different grade said the bear affordability according to be the class will be a bit me affording it is a wolf in this with certain class and to me providing enough education for your child not so person will upgrade class then the parents have to work hard find more money so that they can do what? Betting sponsor almost or mobile. if a true baby na sa feed a binan kasa hu so obetimi a sponsor kakra obetimi a write some subsidies bi and now say obetimi a make some part of the education free, whether it's the food part or BB. If the government sees like they can do it, they can afford the time of a problem beyond bar. But the government never to know say wama healthcare is free, wama education is free, then yes or the best maintenance. And you can see say some kind of thinking yetimi giants our responsibility in the government. So the government is not really running the government anymore. They are not dealing with foreign affairs anymore. They are dealing with internal affairs. So this has gone on for a very long time, and our accumulated experiences, it has accumulated our knowledge. It has done something to our mindset. Now look at how our ministers are doing handling foreign relationships. Just look at them. If you are my viewer, if you have been watching my views and my videos, I think you understand what I'm trying to say. You can see that this has been going on for a very long time, and I affect and at this point. Now, what can be done about it? I think that's the big question. What can be done about it? And they say we have to start industrialization. We have to start mobilization. We have to start doing things for ourselves. The moment the government decides to do something for itself, President Nanka sent to me sorry in the parliament say, "Your fancy wakwa asase kese 25 acres to baby." Or say, "Me person me ye glass into a choir me crop for be first why best start here be ye glass no. Let it happen." So President Ninya yes had no pay. Na say nya draw budget to pay. We have to employ people. Definitely, you better employ glass blowers. You better employ professors omunim glass blowing. You better employ workers. You better employ anybody breathe. In this government in decide they say, me pese me cement, me pese gas and AI basa me pese magias as kesi me pese ma hanum say muncha cement let it happen. It will happen. Definitely it will happen. It's nim the reason why it's like the solution is very simple, but we are going around it to say I say then we'll be shifting responsibilities to somebody I don't know. It's not the government job to treat like you are neighbor. And then you can see that the youth is not playing a particularly major role in politics these days because we have left everything to the elders. So you can see that it's almost as if they are always making decisions because maybe not sure say the problems of the young can be solved by the minds of the past generation. That is something I just made up. Maybe sure say the problems of the current young can be solved by the minds of the past generation. I think due to the difference in age, one, and then the difference in reality, so and also see another one. And maybe who say, although they have that experience, where they obi papa and the catcher and say, "Adia wujna landa so I will be hunu." Maybe jina from Kwame, although they have a vast collection of knowledge, but on say. It's not like anytime beer and the same solution works. There are some instances say it's to come to what and soon our person drink in our person. Like there are some instances and also exceptions in situations. And to me sure say right now the youth is not playing a major or active role in politics. It could affect the youth population kakra. Like I am not going to say anything I'm 100% sure. My viewers know this. Made a common sense analysis near the edge because over the years the political atmosphere has been dominated by the old people. Obi antimi kan o masem okoka asempa e beka say you don't respect. If say me introduce the idea say our political domination which has been mainly the older generation, maybe that could be the cause of the reason why the youth has been shunned right now, because right now young men, especially young men, are very disrespected in the country. They are the least respected people in the country right now. Like even Nkwalanto of you, even young girls, when you respect crossing young men. Right now, between the age of 15 to say 30, 36, right now, unless you have money. And then Juma so many opportunities in the one. Quite any people for so obedience can also hear something different from the truth. That means the person has to live a reality different from the true reality. The person has to go and lie, steal, or do something illegal or something that the person isn't so proud of to show to the rest of the world. And then to get money so that the person can win respect and public admiration. And so this is what I wanted to say. You can see that this is very simple. Solution now go around here very simple. That simple solution is you can see it's a very big package. The government sets up institutions based on recommendations and asking the demand. Government needs to pay eye doctors say and for the country because maybe in the country a desert area into sand no a bomb so we usually complain about eye issues, and so the government needs eye doctors at every village and also at every city. And so therefore the government just as secondary was school or they are training eye doctors. Now you use school now, the government has to employ us. Into baby a problem the one. Baby a problem the one. You see, we are talking about the consequences. We are living the consequences right now. We can't really talk about the consequences again because we are seeing them already. We cannot argue. And I do not understand the reason why a papaya or suit or jacket or the youth are lazy. Because whether the youth are lazy or not, that premise, it doesn't have enough evidence to sort of like establish that premise. Senka enuma oho and a man for that would suggest say, okay, even though still that would still be a different thing. That would mean that the youth doesn't like to work. But if say enuma oho, people are working, but they are not actively contributing to the work then you will say they are lazy. That's a different conversation. So I think the main question that they should ask is the youth working? Are you understand? Like, are the youth ready to work? I think that's the question that they should ask. Because are the youth ready to work? Is a different narrative altogether from is the Ghana youth lazy? The Ghana youth lazy is just somebody who is just saying something because they were not like happy with the services of a Ghana youth. They were not happy with it. So, given the circumstances, either the person, the victim, or the person who is making the accusation could be wrong. So, let's not make that a conversation. But since they have already made that conversation, and since we are here to use common sense to apply to most of the things that we have done, which has accumulated to up to this point, we will continue the video and continue to educate ourselves.
I mean, we are not like that, so like as you say.
I think we are not saying we are relying solely on government, but I mean, private business owners, government as well, should be ready to give us the needed support.
Okay.
You understand? And we are not saying that it's really difficult. I mean, things are really difficult, all right. But we are trying. See, go to the market. You see this young youth carrying heavy loads. I mean, we are all trying to get something for the living, like to be able to live life for. And even see those, when you go to Galamsey sites, most of the people, they are young people. You understand?
Engaging in illegality.
Yes. I mean, there are no option. That's why we are on the streets. We have limited resources. So if they are willing to support, invest in us, I mean, we will do well. When you go to other countries, we are making the country proud.
Okay. All right, Jeremiah.
Jesse, please. I want to make it clear to her. Okay. That government is doing its possible best. To invest in youth projects, and you can all bear witness. National Entrepreneurship and Innovation Program is there.
How many people?
A lot of people get funding to do their businesses. I don't need funding from the government.
You don't need.
I don't need funding, but
okay. Let him make his point. Let him make his point.
The point I'm trying to make here is Jennifer is trying to say government is not coming up with enough policies to help the youth, and I'm trying to let her know that government has come out with so many policies. The 1D, 1F, for instance, if you go in and you make inquiries, you would get to know that there's support in for businesses. You know, and you talking about taxes and all that. Madam, taxes help develop the country, all right? So you don't expect a businessman to work and make profit and not pay taxes.
Me, Ayana, these people, I do not know, baby, Ayana, move free or move back. Like, almost all me, I claim almost politics now. Then, me program, me starting some issue from the beginning. Crap, program, me say kakasimo. Like, say, your cousin, me tax do not send me to you. Me Santa Mana me yejuma. It me tax say 90 the me pay 90 cities here. It's a person saying the government is taking what the the government is taking say 300 cities from Obia, everybody Obia. Let's leave the disparity out of it, sir. The class margin in film never the government is taking 200 cities from Obia, the whole Ghana. And to one said that's enough. Is that enough money to sort of like run a country with that money? There be, although taxes they are there, the taxes are there. But you see, the government is such a way that over time it expands. Sometimes I nipa kwana chichi village, ya chichi kuro. Menkwa na meto. Asasina ekese. Eno obi foforo efi baabi bae. Obaye no baba sere me say, "Oh, ofi baabi na eba na entokwasi omukom." Nti opa asase na busuafo atena so no ma yefu wo so. We na yefi adwen na mede mam yo. Ompre bi atena no ma yefu wo so. Na when I tell say okay, no problem. Now cross as soon as ultimate nye nyina so adwuma. And omo ba bi so omo ntena so. Na tena omo te so no. E wo say omo ye den, omo tua sika bi di ma, on ton omo. But e wo say omo tua sika bi di ma. Sika na omo betua di ama on. Enye say wo gi adi o. Wo gi say de be ya say, ye fan say, ono na ye na afu na wi no. So wa do anka oranges and as vegetables bi. Na opeso o desa vegetables ni fi we ba bi amote no. Equal different kromu because we farmer ni bi ono so ye farmer and omo mba betina ho nyina so one say eno kwa that was the only lucrative business in the olden days me person and that's what I want to use an example enti omo ti kromu nyina obi ai farmers enti ohene no mu a mo betuetu esika no sa eto ndi ama ohene no ohene ne enu bi no ode be ye kwan ohene ne di ye kwan said the beya ye betimi ede ye niema no afi baabi a etem ede akọ market akọ akoton enye kwan no de wode be ye niema pepri said the beya musika na amutua no eso be banfa so ayede amamo nti at the same time say sika na mba begege no ohine ne chance di be de ebe start business amane ho because after all bibia betimi asi state of emergency betimi asi say wo ka say wo te aduaba no aduaba akopeso a anhwe a aduaba ni nyina besa all the fruit to be finished into winning say ye fa fruit ni bia ye diwia ni seed no na ye duadua into aban na jeje taxes from the people no onje tax na nya no kwa ni revenue obe generate you it wasn't even revenue to begin is ye friend the tax into Kwame na aban be fa so obe generate revenue into wasi school na what dey oba eco school ni bi no e service na aban ni provided the amount now what your school fees into what your school fees ni bia na aban na nya bi no dey to teachers ka. What you say? So to me to any teachers car, na say nkwala timi ko school no mba be hu na dia. Nkwala ni ko school no mo ko sua die. Omunyansa no dwuma. Omba be contribute to the country. The country ni be kese. The country ni ye kese no. Ni nipa ni ye kese. Nipa ni ye kese no. So first ni school dan ba ko pe ni si nipa 200 ni timi ko ya. Si nipa na be 400. Aban na say kwa ko si school dan before. Enti say hanom say no nya 100 cedis fewer. What say see another dan wa ba be nya 200 cedis. What the be employ amount for mba be ko school. Abani ye adwuma sikeba sika ne free tax ebi fi nyuma na abani etre enipa na edoso nipa enye adwuma enipa ho to no enimdie ba enye sa na run country enti mimi nim the reason why mimi ya sure say obi ba be comment on my video nim say minim hwe na menko sua de na eye policy government policy and ba be solve our problems na ye face wo Ghana it won't even come close. Just look at how long we have been implementing for policies up to this point. Still now, most suggested policies corona. If the policies corona that they suggest doesn't make sense. So let's continue.
Once you're making profit, government has the mandate to take that money to develop the country. That's how come we have the roads and all that. And with Galamsey, you are collecting tax from me. I'm quality because he said something about once you are making profit. one, if for instance, if you go in and you make inquiries, you would get to know that there's support in for businesses. You know, and you talking about taxes and all that, madam. Taxes help develop the country, all right? So you don't expect a businessman to work and make profit and not pay taxes. Once you're making profit,
they are not making profits. That's the issue.
Take that money to develop the country. That's how come we have the roads and all that. And with Galamsey, there are some policies that the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources have come up with. That's the National Alternative Livelihood Program. For this.
I say during the PNDC time, no. Now my mining in the since I'm from the Wahania, they were mining, but the big companies were headed by the white people. And to make things equal for Yensusian Ghana for na crew na activity because na ubi na in charge no to make it equal for us no. And the car your constitution will say legalize small scale mining. But they ask you small scale mining. What does it mean? Like, is it not a small company that becomes a big company? So are you saying that the big scale mining company, they became big companies? They didn't start small and became big. Until the moment that we include this article in your constitution, say what legalizes small scale mining, you have already created another enterprise. Enterprise in the when created, people will come and fulfill. Until the policy. And Rana ye UCCA. It has been there for a very long time. Emrana ye Juma. Semrana ye Juma and Kianshisha. And I may sure says ye per amending Rana. First, we have to first look at two things. Say Ubiko could deep on ya. Say me, Mikoko Bobi Kronwa. There are two things I'll be to Miaka. Sisi asa narrative we say na ye Ghana for ya adopt. Adenti na upia and you Identical na unkwana upi. Na unim sesa area wa konfo. Why mistake wa momo de adwuma di. Na Saudi wo ye John. Accra de wo so shine your eye. Ghana de zia de nipa dani koku. Ensem se ne be ka chewu. Enti nipa ko na wodi wu bone ne de onya hwe onubom no ye clever. Gumbom na wo ye mistake. That is the narrative I adopt this year. Enti instead of say ye befa to ye ho say ye suban our character your character and e kofa sa problems we nyina ba ye si da bio e wu ma ne akwa kofa bibi foforo ne aba ya amende sometime na emrofo no e wa hanum say a omo de sa we say ko ka constitution no sa small scale mine na ko legalize your constitution ni sanke ye jitu mu say anasa sanke ye tiase say ye wu nipa ba wiase a usa eche kakra no wanyina be panyi tinki hu sa nyansa no a enka hu hia senke be kwa legalize small scale mine e constitution. What does it mean? Small scale big scale, it's just a matter of time and effort and a merit. Se nipa no so be company no fofo na so the diagro or the John or the bodolia ebeku ba so yer no ho a ebetia ba be kese nti we don't not a company wa be big and small. It depends on the individual, not the law. It's meaning the reason why to make things equal. First of all, one and a catchy woman say, Yena ye Ghanaians na ye dear who the assassin. Somebody has to make things equal for us. Who gave the government that opportunity that generation say, enti, me na me ga na meeting me Obama me watching. But what the mama worry, you pay for my health. Me na me ga na meeting me Obama watching. But what the men worry, you pay for my education. Like when the desire share the government need say on behave to father. Unless say the responsibility and also the rule and also the power that the father holds in the household is swati. And the government knows when the starters are them, who initiated are them. A crime bear soon you ever so about the best stop is them. And then the pando say and I say fathers don't send the timidity on moba. And the fathers don't send the behavior to fathers. And the fathers don't send anything to omo bafu. Fathers don't send any mentors emo mama. So what I say, Papa Joma me Jumano. If fathers don't send any ye wo mufi. Instead of say the be idea about policy, colonialism, system, and oppression, and at this, and at that. I didn't think I started the adenim fee. You understand? You moving na ye fortunate. So what I say, and ye ma many papa no air strict. And mutimiti 2 years for. Inti obrase ne samene mane mebu wo honoma yenye bi by and it means the youth of the country or manage obrase ho pa. We are not going to lie about this. Like Mimi, I do not know where that thing came from. But if you ask me, my first solution I said is we do not have a good quality when it comes to mentorship. Inti that is affecting us somehow. It's almost as if say so you share the kind of futures now whether the good, whether the bad, as if need more same too much. And then here for so more life no more to the point say we don't even want to look at them. You who money if you share for our future. Inti Ama right now, the older generation of our country, they do not feel like better examples for us. Inti ama anyhow. Inti so we say the young people are always like on their phone, or phone so, and I say they are doing things that are foreigner. It's like it does not welcome them. It's not welcoming to them. And until that they are searching for something different outside. Inti a kwame as na first one, the best solve that problem. Mimi suggest to say, youth now, so you coming of age, although any opportunity and I say the influence to make a difference to this. But we can also use our life. We can live our life, even though they did not set good examples for us. I think I believe say yes, akola hu ni nsa hokora otimi ni mpanyifo didi. Enye satama enye aduane ho asem no mo ka nemu nkomodie enye say akola no satama no onya hu nyansa na mpanyifo no mo ne ne mo nkomo. Nti awo se oti ase enye mpanyifo na cha akola no nyansa nemu akola na ene kokosua ni nyansa. Nti miminim say odo e bia mpanyifo no ma fieli emu binum tie. Mimi fia mifim mimiswa they taught me religious values. Even though say right now I do not want to say I'm not me 100%. Let me just be honest. I won't say me a very Christian right now, and that's a very religious person. Right now, everything confuses me right now. So I'm just trying to figure things out. But saying they brought me up in a very religious way. They taught me how to read religious text. So media addition the fitting collaboration media share one account. Inti addition any respect there. It's like I can't go me until now it's up to me say me practice that kind of life so that people can learn from it. And I say it's up to me say I will continue to walk that path until say one day me start a family. Even though say our elders our older generation they didn't do much well with us. That doesn't mean say young continue the culture. Say I can say let's break the cycle. And I say let's liberate let's liberate our black mentality. And I said, this black oppression that we have put upon ourselves, see, let's end it. Mimi who say it starts with ourselves. So let's continue.
Mining communities. So you need to get those policies. You need to understand government policies before you come out to say that government is not supporting, government is not doing it. The government has created an environment, an entrepreneurial environment that is going to help the youth to strive in businesses. But here lies the case: are the youth ready for business?
You can't ask that question.
You get what I'm saying?
No, you can't ask that question.
For business? You are not.
Who isn't ready for money?
If indeed you are ready for business, you wouldn't sit down idle, or you wouldn't blame government, or you will not blame your business owner.
When investors.
If you have strict investors like I do, you wouldn't sleep in the midnight, and Desi would bear me witness. I don't sleep.
Okay.
Because all the time you have to think. So please.
Okay.
The politics.
As someone who kind of the people like you don't sleep and you have to think all the time. They say that is recipe for stress. Like you are not making a convincing argument because that's not how it's supposed to work. Man, you are supposed to take care of yourself. If you put yourself in a position whereby the activity you are performing keeps you busy all the time, you can't even sleep, you are thinking all the time. So therefore, you lazy. Yeah, that's a big argument. So, man in Casa, I don't know who this person is.
An atmosphere that is out there to help entrepreneurs.
Okay, Jerry, you make some very interesting points, and that is to talk about the fact that the conducive environment that we're talking about a high interest rates. So for younger people who've got bigger plans, they want to get money and do their projects. If they say they're going for loans in the bank, it's going to be the same as everybody, right? When you come out, the whole system, we're talking about, even generally you have big investors who come into the country and a whole lot of things in quotes put them off. So for a younger person like yourself who is trying to, okay, I'm not going to work for anybody, I want to do things my way, and then I'm looking for money or do this project in a certain way, but the environment, things inflation is high, you want to buy this, buy that, you cannot do that, and then you're not even getting your profit back. I mean, are we not really taking our eyes off all of those pertinent issues and rather saying that the environment, of course the environment can be created, but if it's not beneficial for the people it's been created for, then what's the use of it, Jerry?
Desi, you know, your first statement is similar to what she was just saying. You know, like I'm saying, businesses have been given opportunities in this country. Genuine businesses would tell you that even some companies have been given tax incentives. Yes.
But that's not for the youth.
Because, no, if you're a young person and you are working, previously when the government came to office, they introduced this 5 years tax-free for young entrepreneurs. How many youth applied for it?
No, you are implementing tax-free. That was just a year. You implemented tax-free no media.
Yeah, how many youth applied for it? Just a few.
For that, I cannot tell.
Just a few. And we are talking about interest rates and all that. I mean,
interest rate question in a confident manner
because they are using someone's money or savings to give it to you.
Okay.
So in return, they are looking for their profit on the rate margin that they are giving it to you. So if you don't work hard, you'll not be able. Why is it that some people go in for loans and are able to pay on time, and others go in for loans and are not able to pay and it becomes debt? Because there's no discipline.
Okay.
We need to be disciplined with our businesses.
Okay, very interesting there. I've got some messages coming through. I'll get to them in a bit, but I see Enes wants to talk about this. Do you think that the expectation for the Ghanaian youth in our current circumstances is what's the word? There's too much expected of us, even in this space that we find ourselves in.
Now, thank God we are all educated here. I don't know the percentage of educated Ghanaian youth in the country, but you are privy to an information that you have because of your education. Now, you are talking of all the policies that government has rolled out. How many of the Ghanaian youth know about them? And trust me, those people that have applied for those loans or whatever are one way or the other connected to somebody in government. That is no lie. Now, I don't know about any loan given to me by an MP or anyone. You are the one telling me here. Maybe you have received it, probably because of where you are coming from. But for Sandra, for myself, for Jennifer, we haven't. Can we all be entrepreneurs? No. Not all of us can get the startup capital to open businesses. Thank God Sandra is doing something. Probably because, well, she had a little money somewhere. And first off, you need to gather enough money in order to start. You don't tell me that I just wake up one day and then go to the bank and then
where's the business? What's that
the
business?
The number of things they're looking for. You will fright out. Like, you wouldn't want to even take the loan. In this situation, no. You go in for a loan and you think you can pay. Just because you are able to pay your loan, you think the Ghanaian youth is lazy. No, wake up at 4, at 5, and you see the number of people working their ass out. Forgive the language.
Yeah.
But also, I think with the say, your structure, your entrepreneurial mindset, and say, like, money making is all about buying and selling. I mean, basically, that's why it all comes down to. But you practicing that on all levels. because where is the creativity part? People are supposed to create things so that they can generate value. But you can see, say, Ghana, the OPI is buying and selling. Everybody is buying and selling. So that puts more creative at a disadvantage point. Because on some can I say, Nipan will square, either the government would employ the person, the father would employ the person, or Obenyas can be free baby. And yeah, papa ne responsibility. Obenyas can be a free baby, no, they're starting baby. The nipa kono so starting baby because of say yaman seed money, yaman car, yaman time. It is so person starting baby it could be writing, and now say it could be singing, it could be dancing, it could be anything. Nipa so person starting baby until the time or be started from that time to the time or be successful or provisions or baby or until the person can actually live their life, like they can do what ade nyankopon small mobile wiase so brand. So you can see, say, we can be able to generate ideas in a diversified manner. To say, because we are not all doing the same thing. You see how everybody is buying and selling. WhatsApp status. Everybody is buying and selling. It's for communication, conversation, and things. By who could think WhatsApp, nipa kono business or host business center or WhatsApp. It's only time kono be dinkomo. It has defeated the purpose of social media. It has become a business media. Me, I understand the reason why, although we find ourselves in this situation, you can see, say, since sometime I answer the collapse of the father's responsibility in the home, and I say since sometime my father's intimate and woman, and I say Nipa started say yes, saying. It got to some point that I'm panel Juma Whiting, and I say Ghana for your employee, you my phone in Ghana. It got to some point and then Juma Whiting. So the only solution was to buy and sell. It made sure said there was a point in time in Ghana when we were buying and selling things. Now we scapa. And then the Baba is so lucrative to the point that I'm for S1 Yama or Mutisu Cotton Yama Abontin, pure water, pan, no bread, and yeah, day. So I say because it was easy. And I think that was the first solution. Say, we near Jumania and your tongue BB. So, by on say, step 1, step 2, step 3, you do step 2 near Kaho. And see, baby, like, even yeah, Bonyum cry, it doesn't make sense. Adibi baby, in free akumum, yam fire command a yinina. Inti, yeah, for ska, yeah, for attention, yeah, for anymunyam. Inti, Adenankasa no ni true nature and ni true purpose no. We don't really fulfill them. Ghanaian musicians don't say na alcohol music school. Ghanaian movie stars don't say na alcohol film school. So like to say, you can ask yourself these questions. And yes, so one school the any nipa kono or bonyo no. Wind the chair no. And then what is the person doing? But some way somehow nipa kono be producing them. Or producing so amount for BT. So they don't have some time for something that's like coming from the heart because they need to take it time. And if I don't know hustle or up and down or per DBA just for the moment, something fast, something quick. Two bones instead of saying a gun and betting a book now a kind, now a tears and no saying answer, which will give the person happiness in the long run. Or more yana sa work of far be a phone, no the TikTok funny video and at all no call. Like to see and non about your culture to see her. You can see where the problem starts from and how we are where we are right now. Intimidating me who said, I just want to initiate discussions, right? We perceive the dogmas about our society. Ideas now about so monstrous now intimate can once. I want to get to the point that makes me discuss this on the channel also. But until I get to that point, I have to get like views in the subscribers in the day. So if you have watched up to this point, I beg. Normally I'm in time this amount for, but I think it wasn't I ask and you shall be given. So it's really a patrol. If you have watched up to this point and you like everything that I'm saying up to this point, you can support me. Me busa uska. Ubeti ama miska sopa, but me busa uska. Ubeti me subscribe me channel na me na. While like one comment, no one share. Ubeti me put the BI short in BBR. So let's continue the video.
I was just going to get to that, but anyways, we can move
in
on.
order to get something, mind you, they have families that are dependent on them. Now, this is the situation we find ourselves in the country. When you get to age 30, unlike Western countries where parents are making it for themselves, here in Africa, we are looking at you because we took care of you to go to school. Your siblings, exactly. All these people are dependent on you. They are all depending on you. And you think that I'm going to get some money to go.
Also, your culture, man, be possible. So parents should depend on their children. Like your culture, na man, be yes, sir. Let's continue.
And start a business. We all can be entrepreneurs. Like, let's be truthful. Thank God you do have that information. Thank God you are where you are. But that doesn't mean that the ordinary Ghanaian is lazy. We have never ever been lazy. One, I will still come back. It is because of the motivating factor. Employ me. When you employ me, give me what is expected of me. Now, I have worked with somebody and they wouldn't want you to move on because the moment you upgrade, of course, you can't work for them. And they need you to be at their beck and call. So they won't allow you to move on. Even when it comes to positions. Like, let's be truthful.
Okay.
So it doesn't mean that we are sitting here probably because of where we are coming from.
Yeah.
Can we get the ordinary Ghanaian to come? How many of us will meet Nana Aba Namwa and say, oh, we've met our savior and so our lives are changed? It doesn't mean we are lazy. We are doing everything possible to make sure. Once you're in school, once you've acquired the knowledge, of course, that is one thing that you need to get. That is like a step above something. But you also need the money. You need the money. I can't just come out of school and then I put out a building and then employ people. I'm an entrepreneur. I need the money to start it. And if government is going to give me, is government going to bring down the interest rate just as you said? No. Fine. If government is going to do so, have you ever heard the government? And every morning we are listening to people from two opposing parties fighting each other. They've never spoken about the Ghanaian youth. Like, tell me, in the
okay, so
in the past week.
So also open up. We hit two very important points this year. But say GCK from the government on policy on the abbey. GCK. The government policies distractions name your name I causing. What is the guarantee 6K out the Kwakwe business? You profit from what you make Kwaku. It's would you say Ghana and Hana one students no almost student loans and you understand. On government policies now a connection. Who in yabi and one so we be quite saw the cocoa business. Say I don't know business now. What is the guarantee say it will become successful? Because any more boy it but we need and yema boy the name boy me mean coach you can say tomatoes can say tomatoes and increasing the price can say me jai to that meto ba meteso say nanka your top 5 for 5 cities me call say 5 your 10 cities meto 2 no 25 cities na 2 no ma 2 na me come back but once I understand with your man at the same time be determined next time me to tomatoes be me want to tomato paste just a substitute for it until maybe kwaji loan from the government and there's no assurance or guarantee be say it to become successful until me kwaji kura misro and say me kwaji na say it me am successful it is two things either say me force me to na say me ntua say me ntua in a way it can cause problem for me in my future until Osansu
finish and then
so in the past week, let's just use the past week as an example.
Okay.
Which television station or radio station did you hear any MP or any panel member talk about policies being rolled out by the government for the youth? You know the information you have because of where you're coming from, probably because of your education, probably because of the people you are linked to. Me, I don't have anyone. Sandra, do you?
No.
Okay.
You see, the reason why because I really say no, but I have already mentioned earlier. Say the reason why the youth, you are not a very important and that's an active topic in the political discussion atmosphere or whatever. As I say, we do not have an active individual, a youth, who is playing an active role in the Ghana political spectrum right now. And in here, the MSS was also become once say it is a contributing cause to our unemployment rate.
So I mean, just before just before we go on, and yet again, let me just say that I don't want this to be about. I mean, it's Jerry's thoughts. They are his opinions, and maybe, like I said, people make conclusions based on experiences that they have, right? Sandra, you are part of a generation that say that we are woke. We don't want the soft life. You understand?
Who is woke? Okay. This video was made 2 years ago. And I understand how the term wokeness could be at the papa during that time. But I say the wokeness that I know from the beginning, I wasn't any good PR. But I just say Ghana for this year there. Why are they woke?
And so when employers, as Jerry says, and it happens when you have employers getting people to work for them, and there's a certain expectation of them, and then you find a lot of people, when it's time for meetings, they are late. When it's time for deadline, they are not getting to them. They are not making the deadlines. And so when people make such conclusions, they have a stance.
Okay.
They have a point.
Okay, Desmond. I don't want it to be like I'm asking you a question.
Oh, you ask me.
Okay, I'm asking you a question. Here lies the case, you come to work.
Yeah.
You're supposed to be paid 2,000 at the end of the month. At the end of the month, and you are paid 1,000. You calculate what you eat, your transport, and the 1,000 will not even be enough for even 2 weeks.
Okay.
And you are supposed to come to work at 4 a.m. I mean, Desmond, let's be real.
But you knew it before you got into the work.
But that's not the agreement we signed for. We signed for.
Is this happening? Are people being underpaid? Like legally? I don't think so. When you show one more age, my food 2,000, you 200,000 Ghana. I don't think so. But they all cannot say me finding relationship to it. It's like your salary need you, sir. Hey, China for cheap labor no cry here. Yeah, need sir. At least China for cry the home team do development, and I say omu country na here financial mu cry. Their salary is sir. Yes, so yes, also they don't respect us too. So so I want to end the video here. I think they've said enough. To me, I think the argument began when an employer didn't want to take responsibility for mistreating an employee. Like say, obi no be na ye adwuma na so tuanika you won treating ye and the nipa ni jay adwuma to unjustify say the be nipa ni jay adwuma no man cancer say o Ghanaian youth are lazy. It's never true. I mean, me, I'm not particularly lazy. I cannot say the same thing for everybody too. I can say with 100% certainty that the Ghanaian youth, they are distracted. Like 100% truth. They are distracted. And your man is distracting. I will leave that to Mwankasa. You and Kasa will discover one day. I think everybody is responsible for their own personal development. So maybe they say I'm just spewing common sense. If you see some academy, I want to be there, then that means you are learning something new. So, as usual, this is the Anti-Partisan Network. My name is Johnson, and thank you for today's ride. It was a long one, but I'm sure we both learned a lot of things. So, is the Ghanaian youth lazy or not? I don't think so. But I think this opens up another discussion. So, see you on the next one. I am signing off.